Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktarinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karati Vachalam Pangam Langayate Girim Prabhatamum Manda Shivirandhanataranam Paramanandam Sri Chaitanyeshwaram. Hare Krishna. So today we'll continue from where we stopped. So Lord Chaitanya, so Prakashananda Saraswati, when he was sitting in that place, you know, so he brought him in and Lord Chaitanya told, my guru considered me a fool, and that's why he asked me to chant. And with that, I asked him, I was becoming ecstatic. The tears are cascading from my eyes. And my guru said, that is a that's what happens when you chant the holy name. You're returning, my son, you're returning the love of God. Continue. So what is that? Um, so so in other words, he's telling Kali Yuga, everyone everyone is not qualified to discuss Vedanta Sutra, and Kali Yuga, everyone is very dull, very fallen. So the deliverance for every individual Kali Yuga individual is through the chanting of the holy name only. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So Lord Chaitanya was playing the part of humility. Places for his part of humility. So he was very humble in presenting it. That's why I'm not qualified. I'm happy. I'm just aggregating people and performing the Sankirtan with them. Then they said, today's class, we have no problem if you're a devotee of Krishna. Why they said we have no problem with when you're a devotee of Krishna, it's not a problem for us. Because everything in this, every deity is temporary for them. So I used to go to one organization actually, one religious organization before coming to ISKCON. So you can go anywhere. They're okay with that. Very interesting actually. You can eat anything you want to eat. They're also okay with that. You can worship any Baba. That's okay. But you come here. I don't know why to go there again. So then they said we have no problem because for them everything is illusion. Whether Krishna, Rama, anybody is illusion. Everything is Brahman. So we are okay. They are telling we are okay with that. But we have a question for you. Why are you avoiding us? Especially why are you avoid discussing with us the Vedanta Sutra, the philosophy? Why are you avoiding it? So then Lord Chaitanya, they addressed him Narayan, because in Shankara Sampradaya, if you take sannyas, you're already Narayan. And that Lord Chaitanya is looking so beautiful. Um, so then they asked like, why are you avoiding us? Why are you avoiding discussing philosophy with us? Lord Chaitanya said with folded hands, I need your permission. Because my words may not be very palatable, may not be very appealing, but may not be pleasing to you. So I need your permission. When Lord Chaitanya folded his, with humility when he spoke like this, they said, no, you're already Narayan, and you're already Narayan, and your words won't be unreasonable. Go ahead, please speak. Yeah. Please speak. Lord Chaitanya said, I want everyone to please hear. It is little interesting, at the same time, little philosophical. And I think, we are all, we want to know what has, now what went on there. So I'm only summarizing today, but it's interesting for sure. So they said, yeah, please speak. He said, Vedavyas is actually incarnation of Narayan. He's incarnation, literal incarnation of God. So his whatever his writings are, they are free from four defects. Usually human beings make. They are free from four defects that human beings make. What are the four defects? You all know that. You know, uh, we commit mistakes. Brahma. We tend to be illusioned. Pramada. And we have a cheating propensity. Vipralipsa. And we have imperfect senses. Karana Patava. Every living entity in this world, they have these four defects. But Vyasadeva is not a conditioned soul. He is a Shaktavish avatar. I said, okay, no problem. So Vedas, um, there are two types. Vedanta Sutra. Um, you can take a direct meaning, means Mukhya Vritti, or you can take an indirect meaning. That's called Gauna Vritti. Gauna also means secondary or indirect, actually. So Vedas have direct meaning and indirect meaning. So Shankaracharya, he gave the indirect meaning, and that's how um, his conclusions are not very authentic. Actually, Lord Chaitanya said, Mayavad Bhasha Sunile Hoi Sarvanas. And what is that? He is Lord Shiva. He is Lord Shiva, very exalted, no doubt. But Supreme Lord asked him to cover him. For that reason, he did like this. There is a verse in Padma Puran. You can see in shlokas of or shloka book. Mayavadam asat sastram prachannam bauddhamuchyate Maiva Bhitan Devi Kalo Brahmana Murtina. Oh Parvati, I'll come in the Kali Yuga as a Brahmana and I'll postulate and propagate Mayavad theory. It is Asat Sastram. You know, it is wrong philosophy. But I do this to defeat Buddhism. Hmm. I do this to confuse and bewilder atheists. For this I come as a Brahmin in the age of Kali Yuga. Kalau Brahmana Murtina. So, but that philosophy should not be followed. It is given in Padma Puran. So Lord Chaitanya said, in general, he didn't say that, he didn't tell them, Mayavad Bhasha Sunila Hoi Sarvanas. If you hear, you'll be doomed. He presented in a very nice way, of course. So, because for Shankaracharya, Brahman, but Lord Chaitanya said, the Supreme Lord, Absolute Truth is Bhagavan. Absolute Truth is Bhagavan. He is what? He is um, Chit Aishwarya Paripurna is full with opulences. Supreme Lord is full with opulences. Anu Asamurdhva. Nobody is equal to him, nobody is greater than him. So Prabhupada says, if somebody says they're becoming God in the laboratory of yoga, they're bogus. Why? Either you are God or you are not. That seat is already occupied. So one cannot become God through the process of through some process of yoga or something. So anyway, Asamurdhva, nobody is equal to him, nobody is greater than him. And Shankaracharya says is mere transformation of goodness, wrong. It is actually a Prakrita Satvika Vikara. It is a blasphemy of Vishnu. No, no. You know, Supreme Lord is Bhagavan. He is beyond Maya. Maya doesn't touch him. Is not a transformation. And Lord Chaitanya continued. Jivas are the Supreme Lord's part and parcels. And there Krishna Prabhupada writes, Bhagavad Gita. Aparayam mitavsvanyam pragatam vidyame param jiva bhuta mahabaho yedam dharyate jagat. Arjuna, there is one more energy, higher, paraprakriti, superior energy, spiritual potency, jivas. So they are called jiva bhuta. Krishna says the jivas, they are my fragmental portions. Spiritual energy is there, paraprakriti. Jivas are there, they are bewildered. So God's energies are three types: para, jiva, and avidya. In other words, spiritual energy or internal energy, external energy or mental energy, and we are tatastha, marginal. So and Lord Chaitanya said, Vyasadev, he postulated Parinamavada, means everything is a transformation of energy of Krishna. Everything is a transformation of energy of Krishna. But Shankaracharya has a Maivartavada. So everything is a transformation, Vyasadeva is telling. So Shankaracharya is telling, everything is a transformation, Shankaracharya is telling, even Supreme Lord is transformed. Even Supreme Lord is transformed. Imagine, what is that? You have a cake. You make cake into 100 portions. Then there is no cake at all. So, what Vyasadeva is telling, Supreme Lord is coming and he has energies. He is transforming the energies. But Shankaracharya is telling, the Supreme Lord is also transformed. And for that, what he is telling, what he is telling, that Lord is Brahman. No. Brahman and Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya. So when the Supreme Lord comes, he is also transformed. So everything is Mithya. So Krishna, Rama, or anybody, they are a transformation of goodness. Hare Krishna. The transformation of goodness. No. So Lord Chaitanya said, so the theory that what is Vaivartavada? The individual entity of the identity of the Jiva and Prakriti is also illusory. But Lord Chaitanya said, the body is there, soul is there, soul present and body is there. What is illusory is you are thinking, soul is thinking, I am this body, that is illusory. But what is not illusory? For example, cloud comes, I'll give you an example. So according to Advaita, Shankaracharya, So cloud comes, it rains and goes. So Shankaracharya says cloud is illusory, rain is illusory, everything is illusory. But our thing, cloud comes, it rains, and the cloud goes. So we say cloud is not illusory. Cloud giving the rain is not illusory, but cloud is a temporary. Cloud is temporary. Raining is also temporary. So whatever Supreme Lord has created is not illusion. It is only temporary manifestation. So Shankaracharya Vaivardhamada calling everything illusory is wrong. Why? It is not wrong. It is not illusory. It is only temporary. But what is illusory? A conditioned soul identifying himself with the body, that is illusory. But body itself is not illusion. Body is there. We are there. Prakriti is there. Prakriti is also there. Temporary. And Prakriti, the existence of Prakriti is temporary, but it is not illusory. The creation of God cannot be illusory. How many have understood? You know, so Krishna is transforming the spiritual energy, is adding elements, time factor, and is bringing all this, the entire metal world into motion. It is temporary, but it is not illusory. You know, so but what is illusory? A soul identify a spirit identifying with matter is illusory. The Supreme Lord, not like that. Supreme Lord has unlimited energies. A Supreme Lord has unlimited energies. So Ishopanishad, Purna, Om Purnamada, Supreme Lord is Purna. He generates unlimited living entities. Every living entity is Purna. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Sishyate. After living unlimited Purnas, tiny Purnas, still Supreme Lord remains Purna because he is spiritual. 1 minus 1 is material 0, but spiritual 1 minus 1 is 1, 1 plus 1 is 1. So then he said, Lord Chaitanya quoted touchstone. Touchstone you take and you apply on iron. Iron will become gold, but touchstone will not change. Touchstone is touchstone, but iron becomes gold. Likewise, Supreme Lord, whatever he is creating with his energies, after the creation also is Supreme Lord. He is not transformed. He is there, unaffected, unchanged. Prakrita vastuta yadi achintya shakti haya. Ishwarera achintya shakti yitake vismaya. When touchstone is making, if you bring 10 pieces, 100 pieces, 1,000 pieces of iron, it will make them into gold. But touchstone doesn't change. When it is true with the Achintya Shakti of a metal element, why we definitely won't be uh, bewildered or shocked to see here Supreme Lord has the Achintya Shakti. You know, so in all the Vedic sutras, God, Bhagavan should be understood, Krishna should be understood. You know, the Mayavadis have Shankaracharya's come out the real meaning, Mukhya Vritti, with the indirect explanation of the with his indirect imaginary explanation. It's called Kalpana. Wrong. Galat hai. So what is that? You know, because of this, the self-evident nature of Vedic literature is lost. Swatapraman. So Swatapraman, the self-evident nature of the Vedic literature is lost. So, but Supreme Lord is eternal, his energies are eternal. So whatever the transformations and he makes the energies to work, that may be temporary, you know. But after creating this for some time, he's aloof from all these things, and he runs the show. But this transformation is temporary. Everybody said we agree, because we are all the followers of Shankaracharya. When we read this, we know this Parinamavad and Vaivartavad. We know Shankaracharya has taken that indirect explanations. But because we are the dedicated followers, we don't question. Okay, they are impressed. All right, we agree. And how will you present? You know, okay, he says the Vaivartavad, then Parinamavad, the transformation, how will you present your theory? To convince us. Lord Chaitanya said, all right. The Vedic literatures, there are three things. Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojana. Sambandha, Supreme Lord, the Supreme Brahman, is Shadvida Aiswarya Purna. He has 6 types of opulences in full. He's a Paratattva. He's a reservoir of pleasure. He's absolute truth. And what is that? Swarupa Aishwaryam is supremely beautiful. And that beauty is free from, the Supreme Lord is free from a material tinge. There is no material tinge with Supreme Lord. Nahi Maya Gandha. Supreme Lord is untainted, untouched by the untouched by the material energy. And all the living entities, they have a relationship. If you say Brahman is ultimate, that is only half truth. If you say Brahman is ultimate, that is only half truth. Please don't deny the Supreme Lord and his unlimited spiritual potencies. So we all have a relationship, and if Supreme Lord is Krishna is like a fire, we are the tiny fragments. Mamai, Krishna says in Gita, Mamai Vamsa Jiva Loke, Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. Manasashthan Indriyani Prakritisthani Krishna. So we are all, Krishna is like a big fire, we are tiny sparks. Because of that, we are tiny sparks. When we separate ourselves from the fire, sometimes we lose our existence. But Supreme Lord is not like that. He is never overcome by Maya. Why it is called a Mayavad? According to them, we are Brahman. We fell down. Maya took over. Maya covered us. So when we do sadhana, we realize we are not the Maya, but we are Brahman. Then that is Brahman, this is Brahman. We are all same. Tattvamasi. Aham Brahmasmi. So then what is our point? If Maya can overtake you, Maya can overpower you, then what type of God are you? Maya is a bigger God. In other words, God is actually Maya. That's why we call them Mayavadi. Because that's not true anyway. Maya is not God, right? God is there, Parabrahman, Krishna, Vishnu Tattva. So, and he has unlimited Akila Rasamritamurti. He has unlimited potencies, unlimited energies. Parasha Saktar Vidaya Sruiti, Swabhagya Jnana Balakriyacha. Supreme Lord has unlimited energies. So, then the next one is Abhideya. What is Abhideya? Today, that relationship is there, but it is forgotten. You need to awaken that under the guidance of a spiritual master. So, under Guru's direction, we need to do sadhana and to awaken that love of God. Primera Udgama. We need to awaken that love of God. Okay. So when we do that, then what happens? Prayojana. There is an end result. What is that? There is a result. Ultimate goal of life. Krishna Charana Yadi Anuraga, Krishna Vinu Anyatra Tara Nahi Rahe Raga. So when you develop this love of God, when you develop the attachment, um, when you develop attachment for Krishna, then Krishna Vinu Anyatra. Except Krishna, you'll not have any attachment. Anyatra Tara Nahi Rahe Raga. You'll not have any attachment for anything else. And if one develops attachment to Krishna, he loses attachment to everything else. Right. So that is the goal of life. What is the goal of life? Attaining this love of God. Prema, prema pumarto mahan. Panchama Purushartha say prema mahadana. Krishna madhurya rasa karaya aswadhana. So there is this living entity. Once it has that love of God, it's actually Pancha Purushartha. What is the four Purusharthas? Um, ka, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. So Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Mundane religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and frustrated, you want to become one with God, the impersonal liberation. Devotees reject this. Bhagavatam rejects this. Dharma projita gaidapatra paramo nirmatsaranam sitam. No. It rejects all the cheating religions. Bhagavatam, what is given importance? Prema is important. Why? Purushartha Siromani. Pancha Purushartham. Okay. So when you attain the love of God, what happens? The infinite, that Bhagavan, he'll become submissive. What happens? That infinite Bhagavan, he'll be controlled. He'll become, he'll submit himself to you. So that's the power. Like if you see Yashoda, if you see anybody actually, a devotee, a liberated devotee, a Mathurya devotee. So they have such a love, they're controlled by, as a Krishna is controlled by them actually. So when the devotee attains the love, then what happens? Krishna is controlled by him. What is that? Bilamangala Thakur, he was very attached, to the prostitute. He was so attached. He abandoned his wife and kids. Even he started spending time with the Chintamani only. But when he took up the process of bhakti, he went to the Vrindavan, he did sadhana. Then Krishna came. Bilamangala Thakur lived 700 years. He has this wonderful loving exchanges with Krishna. Krishna would come every day, bring milk for him. So Bilamangala Thakur says, Bhakti ste Bhagavan, stiratara edishyat. If you perform bhakti, Devera Divya Kishore Murti. Kishore means adolescence. That 16-year-old boy will come and start having loving exchanges. Minute to minute, they're different. They're so happy, so relishing, so enjoying. The devotee serving Krishna in a liberated state is very, very, very enjoying. Four Kumaras, they rejected the Brahman relation. They have attained Brahman relation, but when they smelled the aroma of Tulsi leaf, Tasya Arvinda, Charanasya Padarvinda, Injalgata Mishra Tulsi Makaranda Vayu, Antargata Asvagrena Chakardesham, Sankshobham Aksharajusham, Avijitatanam. So the four Kumaras, they're already realized, Brahman realized. But when they smelt the aroma of Tulsi leaf, that was present on the lotus feet of Narayan, when they entered into their nostrils, Antargata Suverena, Chakara Desham Sankshubam, they were agitated by happiness. They have never experienced this type of happiness. Happiness can be, what is that? They experience unlimited happiness. They rejected the Brahman relation. Sankshobham, they were agitated. Aksharajusham. So Akshara Brahman, that they rejected Brahman realization. What is that? Premohite Krishna hoya nija bhaktavasa, premohite paya Krishnera seva sukarasa. So when a devotee starts enjoying the mellows of devotional service, so Krishna would come every day. So what happened? One day, this one lady came to Belamangala Thakur writes. Recently, one lady came. Accompanied her three more ladies. They're very beautiful. And this lady said, "Sir, my name is Muktikanta. I give anybody liberation." And this lady name is Dharma. Next is Kama. This lady gives religiosity. Second one gives unlimited sense gratification. Third one gives money. Whatever money you want, she'll give you. Myself, I'll give you Mukti. By the way, we are there at your doorstep. Please accept our services. Belamangala Thakur said, "No, I'm not interested." Why? I have this wonderful loving exchanges with this boy, minute to minute to minute. That happiness is it cannot be explained. I'm sorry, I don't want to lose my reputation by even looking at you. Go away from here. In other words, he's telling bhakti to Krishna is higher than mukti. When you perform bhakti, mukti will be at your doorstep. But still, a devotee doesn't care. Still, a devotee doesn't care mukti, but because serving Krishna through the bhakti process is higher and higher and higher. It is like bhakti is like a prema, is like a shoreless ocean. Of course, bhakti parakashta prema. The culmination of bhakti is prema, and it's like a shoreless ocean. And Brahman, impersonal Brahman relation is like not even like a canal. So what is that? Lord Chaitanya said, the real when the devotee attains that love of God, he he enjoys the different mellows of devotional service. He considers himself so fortunate. When he said everybody was mesmerized. Wow. For that, this age, what is the process? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, chanting the holy name. Everybody said Hari, Hari, Hari. They were so impressed with Lord Chaitanya. So the next day, they came to Chaitanya's residence. Wherever Lord Chaitanya went, they were all transformed. Because that's the reality. Soul doesn't look for what is that? Dry, dry chapatis. If you give them like nice, what is that? Sugar coated puris or nice. Uh, if you give them something very nice, Prabhupada came to America. They knew only what is that? Salt and pepper and hamburger. And Prabhupada, gulab jamun, rasagullas, and what is this? Kachoris, sandesh. Wow, why not? Why not give up the lower taste? So this Brahman thing is actually, totally lower. When they experience this, so they are impressed. Wherever Lord Chaitanya went, tens and thousands of people followed, and Lord Chaitanya made everyone dance and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. But one thing is true. Lord Chaitanya did not disrespect any devatas. Every day Lord Chaitanya went to Kashi Vishweshwara temple, Lord Shiva temple, and identifying his position as a dearmost devotee of Krishna, topmost Vaishnavanam Yadashambhu. Lord Chaitanya dealt with him in a very, very respectful way. Right? So that is how Lord Chaitanya came to this world to distribute and spread Prema Bhakti. He sent Rupan Sanatan to the north, and he sent to east Nityananda Prabhu to Bengal. He himself went to south to spread this prema bhakti, to freely give and distribute the prema bhakti. Hare Krishna. So, mm, excuse me. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, after this episode, he says, if you remember the lotus feet of the Panchatattva, you know, a dumb man can become a poet. If you worship the lotus feet of Panchatattva, remember, a dumb man can speak the poetry. Mukha kavita kare, and a lame man can cross the mountains. Pangum langayate girim, and a blind man can see the stars. Andar dekhi taragane. That is a mercy there is a mercy of Panchatattva. And Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami mentions. So there are three types of sadhakas. I mean, three types of devotees. Sadhana siddha, conditioned soul. Then they realize, no, the material world is temporary. You know, today corona, yesterday some what is that? Ebola, SARS, mad cow disease, chikungunya, dengue, all these different. So there was never a time world was not with problems. There was never a time world never had any problem, right? It's always some problem. That is the nature of the world. Dukhalayam shashvat. So a person understands, he starts becoming sadhana, starts doing sadhana, and slowly he'll attain the perfection. He'll attain the perfection of sadhana is called a sadhana siddha. But sometimes people the pure devotees, they descend from the spiritual world. They're called a nitya siddha. And but sometimes um, they are neither sadhana siddha nor kripa siddha. Nor nitya siddha. The nitya siddha devotees, when they come on a specific purpose to execute the mission of the Lord. Then they go back. Then they go back. But kripa siddha is there. Means we have no qualification, but somehow we are there. When we are there, and the Supreme Lord glance falls on us, and he becomes merciful, and we are delivered. So mercy case, kripa siddha. You know, Indrajivana Maharaj mentions Kali Yuga, we are all mercy case. You know, and and what is that? Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, devotee means Krishna devotee only. Jarasandha worshipped Shalikramsala. You know, Shalikram is Vishnu, but Jarasandha did not have faith in Krishna. And in fact, Jarasandha was killed. So whoever worships Krishna, whoever worships Supreme Lord is a devotee. You know, the others they are demons. So then Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, the process, bhakti process given by Lord Chaitanya, use logic to understand. Use logic to understand Lord Chaitanya's mercy rather than kutarka. Kutarka means dry arguments and uh, why like this, why like this. Instead, if we use logic to understand Lord Chaitanya's mercy, then our life is successful. Sri Krishna da Chaitanya daya kara vichara kari te chitte abhichamatkara. See what happens. If you try to understand the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, or if you look for the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, right? So, but what Lord Chaitanya will say to give the mercy, already chant. But one thing, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, if your chanting is infected, and we're committing the 10 offenses, we are committing the 10 offenses, then we will not get the love. That person will not get the love of God. That person will not get the love of God. One has to be free from offenses. We all know the 10 offenses, right? We should avoid. 1 minute. The whole name is very powerful. But if we avoid offenses, then we'll get prema. Prema bhakti, otherwise not. So Krishna gives mukti, Krishna gives bhakti, some material things. Krishna will not give prema bhakti. But Lord Chaitanya came for this purpose. He has come to freely give that prema bhakti, which is very rare. That's why, what that? That's why. That's why. Nama Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate is most magnanimous because he freely gives. Not only that, for that reason, to freely give Krishna Prema to everyone, he has given up the association of Lakshmi ji. Tyaktava Sudishchya Surepsita Rajya Lakshmi Ramisht Aryavachasa Yadagadharanyam Maya Mrugam Daitipst Manvadavat Mande Mahapurushate Charanarvindam Dhyam Sada Parimogno Abhishtadoham Tirdaspradam Sivarinchinutam Saranyam. So, Pradapala Bhav devotion Potam Mande Mahapurushate Charanarvindam. What Lord Shiva and Brahma they are looking for? Lord Chaitanya has come to freely give that. No, but Krishna will not go, will not do. But Lord Chaitanya will do. You know, that's what we have to do. We have to first have full faith in Lord Chaitanya. Nityananda Prabhu. If you chant Hare Krishna, but when we do offenses, we don't get the result. But if you chant Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's name, if you chant Nityananda Prabhu's name, Panchatattva's name, then we make progress. Nityananda Balite Krishna Premudaya Aulaya Sakalanga Asruganga Vaya. So when you chant Nityananda, Gauranga, Nityananda, and what happens? Ashru Ganga, Ganga Pravaham. So your tears cascade from the eyes, feeling separation from Krishna. Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? So when you chant Krishna's name, when we chant, Nityananda Prabhu's name, when we chant Lord Chaitanya's name, that is the power of these names, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu's name. अद्याप यहाँ देखा चैतन्य नामे ये इलय कृष्ण प्रेम भूला कासरो विह्वल से हया whether you are offensive or inoffensive, chant the name of Chaitanya, chant the name of Nityananda Prabhu, immediately you will become overwhelmed by ecstasy. Now we know Lord Chaitanya, right? Whomever would see Lord Chaitanya, they would instantly get like, whoever would come in contact with Lord Chaitanya, whoever would get the Lord Chaitanya's mercy, they would instantly delight in the love of God, Hare Krishna. But without their mercy, you keep on chanting, you'll keep on chanting only. Chanting for hundreds and thousands of lifetimes, no mercy. So, on the top of it, actually Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, only one mantra is enough. If you chant one pure name, you'll attain the love of God. One pure name will attain the love of God. If not, your chanting is offensive, keep on chanting for 10,000 years. Nothing happens. No ecstasy. Hare Krishna. Then Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami glorifies Chaitanya Bhagavat. Chaitanya Bhagavat, Krishna Lila Bhagavat, Kahi Veda Vyas, Chaitanya Lila Vyasa Vrindavan Das. So he's telling Krishna's Kara. Usually, he is the author of Chaitanya Charitamrita, and Vrindavan Das Thakur is the author of Chaitanya Bhagavat. Usually, we expect, um, there maybe it's in the like material what it happens, material competition. But listen carefully. That is bhakti. If you hear Chaitanya Bhagavat, Krishna's Garaj Goswami is telling, all your misfortune will be destroyed. Please hear Chaitanya Bhagavat. Wow. And he's telling bhakti is taken from Chaitanya, Srimad Bhagavatam, but the essence of bhakti, is presented in Chaitanya Bhagavat plus Chaitanya Lila. That's why Chaitanya Bhagavat is essence of bhakti. Even atheistic people will become devotees. And Lord Chaitanya will manifest in your heart. He will stay in your heart. And he's telling her, I offer millions of obeisance to Vrindavan Das Thakur. How fortunate he is. He took birth from Mother Narayani. Narayani was actually Shiva Thakur niece. So Lord Chaitanya, one day what he did, he put she was a small child actually, hardly like 4 or 5 years. So Lord Chaitanya one day, he put his toe in the mouth of Narayani. And Narayani sucked the toe. She sucked the toe. Narayani immediately attained the love of God, started rolling on the ground. Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Amazing. That Narayani gave birth to Vrindavan Das Thakur. And her parents are devotees, And in ISKCON also we see that Prabhupada parents, Gaur Mohan, they are very, very advanced devotees. So, what is that? She will offer obeisance to Narayani, the mother of Vrindavan Das. Then why he wrote Chaitanya Charitamrita? Why he wrote? Then actually, Krishna, Chaitanya, what is it? Vrindavan Das Thakur wrote, initially explained, in brief the past times, then later expanded. When he expanded, the book became very big. Then he removed some. And he also extensively, his disciple of Nityananda Prabhu, he described Nityananda Prabhu pastimes also. But the Antya Leela, the Sesha Leela of Lord Chaitanya was not there. So all the devotees felt that there should be one more, especially the Antya Leela. Lord Chaitanya, especially during his stay in Jagannath Puri, what happened? So that was not there, and Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami was inspired. Haridas Pandit, the chief priest of Govinda Dev, he asked, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami to write a book on the, another book on Lord Chaitanya. And here he mentions the qualities of devotees. We should understand these qualities and we should try to apply. Devotee is not, not the position, because position is anyway temporary. We need to develop the qualities, What are the qualities of this priest? Sushila, gentle, tolerant, Sahishnu, peaceful, Santa, Mahadira, sober. Even if the problems come, like a rock steady, sober, and respectful to everyone. Sabara Sanman Karta, he would respect everyone. Usually, when we are something is better, somebody is better than me, somebody is better than us, we become envious. Somebody is lower than us, we become proud. Both are wrong, right? So, no, respectful to everyone. Worked for the benefit of all. Karena Sabarahita. He would always work for the benefit of all. Prabhupada would write, "Your ever well-wisher," because what Prabhupada has a uh, Prabhupada is well-wisher for everyone because he wanted everyone to attain the ultimate happiness, spiritual happiness. And this Haridas Pandit was free from diplomacy, jealousy, and envy. Kaudilya, Matsara, and Himsa. These three things he was free from. And on the top of it, he was a disciple of Anantacharya, who was also a disciple of Gadadhar Pandit. And his guru is ocean of goodness, good qualities. So on the top of it, Haridas Pandit, what is that? He never found fault with devotees. He never found a fault with devotees. Hare Krishna. Vaishnavara Gunagrahi, Nadeki Yadosha, Kaya Mano Vakya Kare, Vaishnava Santosha. So he never found fault with the devotee. Hare Krishna. Body, mind, and words, he tried to do service to the devotees. Hare. So one day somebody said, you should write Chaitanya Charitamrita. So he went and stood in front of Madan Mohan. The garland fell down. The pujari came and gave it and said, everyone said, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. That's why if you want to write anything, we need blessings and permission from Guru and Krishna. And Krishnadas Garaj Goswami is telling, I'm an old man. I have arthritis. My hand is trembling. My eyesight is, I am blind practically. But my pen is moving. Hare Krishna. You know? And I'm like a dancing doll in the hands of the Lord, Supreme Lord Chaitanya. And listen very carefully. Yesterday, 2 days ago, I said his humility is a worm in the stool, right? He considers himself. But now here he says, Murkani Chakshudra Muni Vishaya Lalasa Vaishnavagnya Bale Kari Ethika Sasa. I'm Murkha. I'm Nicha, most fallen, Kshudra, and Vishaya Lalasa. You know, I have strong desire to enjoy. And I'm ignorant. I am fallen. But Vaishnavagnya Balekari Ete Kasa Asa. So Vaishnavagnya Balekari. So what I did, I know, though I am very fallen, I have taken shelter, I have taken the blessings of devotees. So what is that? Time is 6:30. Anyone has any question or comment? Otherwise, we'll end it here. Basically, let me be honest with you. I am also very fallen. Not that also means I'm not adding myself there, but this Chaitanya Charitamrita, Lord Chaitanya is in what is that? He is freely prema bhakti. We do not know how long we'll live in this world. We do not know how long we'll live in this world. Our hearts are impure. If Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given this easy process, Srila Prabhupada is his commander. Senapati Bhakti has given this. We should become serious. Yeah, sometimes we don't understand. Somebody is giving, what is that? Government is giving money. So I don't want, that's a different thing. But government is giving. Somebody said that. So likewise, my point is, we should not lose the opportunity. That's my point. We should understand what is that we have got. We should understand what is that we are getting. What is the Srila Prabhupada giving? Prema Bhakti. The Bhakti practiced by Yashoda, Bhakti practiced by, what is it? Practiced by all the Vrajavasis. Lord Chaitanya is giving entrance into that. So we should not waste this opportunity. Let us become serious, do sincere sadhana. Thank you very much, Hare Krishna. If I've spoken anything wrong, please do excuse me. But very grateful. Prabhuji, how is bhakti greater than mukti? How is bhakti greater than mukti? You know, in mukti there is a what is that? Especially impersonal liberation. Impersonal liberation, Vaishnavas do consider that as hell because there is no service. But other liberations, Samipya, Sarupya, Salokya, Sarshti, um, you have an expectation. You want to be free from suffering. The bona fide desire, nothing wrong. But bhakti means, my Lord, I want only service. I want to do what is pleasing to you. Then Krishna says, all right, take something I don't want. Then you can control Krishna. You know, you can, Krishna becomes subservient. So Krishna becomes subservient to you. You're understanding? Uh, Krishna becomes a subservient. Um, so when Krishna becomes subservient, when you have that loving exchanges, that's why I told you, right? Belvangalas Thakur, yes, you have minute to minute. What is happiness? Variety is the principle of enjoyment. Minute to minute, different enjoyment and service, and you'll have unlimited happiness. And Yashoda would control Krishna actually. So Krishna will not leave you. In case you have what he wants. You know. So when you are in his presence, you are happy. In his absence, you see everywhere. Um, so that service, that service without unmotivated, uninterrupted, without expectation, without motives. I want only service. That thing Krishna is attracted. Krishna Karshani. Krishna is fully attracted. So Lord Chaitanya, Kailash Sridhar told Lord Chaitanya said, what do you want? I'll make you a rich man. No. I'll give you a planet. No. I'll become the emperor of the universe. No, no, no. All right, I'll give you 8 mystic perfections. No, no, no. Then what is it? I will give you. All right, come back to spiritual world. No, no, no. Then what do you want? Service. Wow. So one day Lord Chaitanya went to his home. He was thirsty after arguing with this Kazi, and there was a broken pot. Lord Chaitanya started drinking. This water is washing. This water, Kola Sridhar would use this water to wash his feet. And Lord Chaitanya lifted that water and started drinking the water that is meant to wash the feet of Sridhar. Sridhar fainted. My Lord, why are you doing this? Lord Chaitanya said, what can I do? I want to reciprocate with your love, but I ask you, but you say you don't want anything. How can I tell you that I am your servant? Yeah? So Arjuna has so much love for Krishna, Krishna became his charioteer. Krishna was always there with, Krishna was always there for Pandavas. So Lord Chaitanya is telling Sridhar, so when you get when you attain that love of God, serving Krishna, chanting his name, everything is ecstasy. The ultimate compared to that freedom from suffering is nothing. Liberation means what? Freedom from suffering. Okay, and the devotees tell like this. You went to forest. You went to forest. You saw the tiger sees you. Then what you will say? Oh, you also see the tiger. Nice meeting you. You'll say that? No. Start running. And the tiger is chasing. At any moment you'll be caught. Finally, zip. You entered the village. Tiger ran away. Tiger is scared. Now you have become free from the fear of tiger. Are you happy? You are relieved. Liberation means free from contamination, freedom from suffering. You know? In other words, you let in peace. But what we need? Happiness. Happiness comes from the loving exchange. Whom will you exchange the love? With whom will you share the exchange? Krishna. That is, you know, that happiness is beyond understanding, beyond any explanation, mundane explanation. Does it understand? Is there any reason why Sarvadar Goswami himself did not write the Leelas of the Lord? Sarvadar Goswami was the, he's a secretary. He mentioned all these things in his diaries. And Raghunath Das Goswami was the, assistant to Sarvadar Goswami. And Lord Chaitanya, ever since he got this letter from, message from Advaita Acharya, um, Jagannath Puri, Lord Chaitanya was very intense. In the nights, where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? So Sarvadar Goswami would pacify is actually, what is that? Lalita Sakhi. Very busy actually, and especially pacifying the Lord. He's always with Lord. But what he would do whenever he would get the time, he would write it. But when Lord Chaitanya disappeared, he couldn't bear that separation. All the devotees, especially Sarvadar Goswami, they disappeared. Raghunath Das Goswami also wanted to, this. He wants to come to Govardhan and climb the Govardhan and jump from the hill and commit suicide, but he couldn't bear that separation. When you experience so much love, when that is removed, he cannot. We are conditioned, so we do not know that. But Rupa and Sanatan Goswami told him, no, you are the only one who was with Lord Chaitanya all the time and witnessed for 24 years these wonderful pastimes. If you ask us, you should write, you should write, you should speak first. So based on this, his diary and Sarvadar Goswami diary, he would give classes morning and evening on the bank of Radhakund. To all these thousands of Vaishnavas. One of the audience was Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, his disciple. Then he was chosen to write. That's what I can tell. Okay. Okay, we'll end it here now. Thank you very much. If I've spoken anything wrong, do excuse me as your humble servant. Very grateful for your patient audience. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare